Hi everyone, Anthony here with another video in my series about getting started with Dorico SE, Steinberg's free music notation software. So far, we've recorded 2 lines of music and it's starting to come together. In this video, we're going to look at some of the powerful editing and arranging tools that Dorico SE has to offer.
Before we dive back into our project, I just want to show you the basic note editing tools that are crucial to working quickly in Dorico. The main thing to remember is that using the arrow keys on their own moves you around the music, and holding down Alt when using the arrow keys modifies the selection in some way. Firstly, to change the pitch of notes, make a selection of one or more notes, hold down Alt and press the up or down arrow keys. If you hold down Control as well, and that's Command on Mac, then the up and down arrow keys change the pitch by an octave. And if you hold down Shift and Alt, then the up and down arrow keys move the pitch chromatically. Holding down Alt and using the left and right arrow keys move the note by rhythmic position. So it's easy to move a note or a whole passage forwards and backwards in time. And if you hold down Shift and Alt while using the left-right arrow keys, that makes the note shorter or longer. All of these shortcuts are really useful to remember, as you will undoubtedly be using them regularly while you work in Dorico. Right, so back to our project, and let's now take this from a couple of lines of music to a finished piece of work. Since the last video, I've recorded a few more bars with my MIDI keyboard that, as you can see, require a bit of tidying up. We also want to add some dynamics and phrasing. Let's select the first note of the piano, then open the Dynamics panel and click the MF button so it's inserted in the score. Now let's add a crescendo to bar 9. If I click on an empty part of a bar, it selects everything in that bar. Now I can click the crescendo hairpin button to input it across the length of that selection. And with it still selected, when I press the forte button, it is added at the end of the crescendo at the beginning of bar 9. Now let's add some slurs. If I select a note and click the slur button, a slur is created to the following note. The ends of the slurs can be dragged to different notes. If I select a range of notes and press the slur button, the slur is created across that whole selection. A quick way to select a run of beamed notes is to click the beam itself. And as well as using the slur button, I can use the key command S. I'd like to repeat the first 8 bars before we go into the chorus. However, because of the upbeat into the chorus, I'll need to use first and second time bars. So I need to insert another bar between bars 8 and 9, and fortunately Dorico makes this very easy. You may have noticed this light grey bar running along the top of every system. This is the system track, and it allows us to insert and delete time from anywhere in the middle of our music without affecting what comes before or after. If I click the system track for bar 8, we can now see some additional controls. I can delete the whole bar if I need to. I don't need to. I can select everything in that bar, and I can use the plus button to insert a new bar at that point. It's as easy as that. Now, with everything selected in bar 8, I press R on my computer keyboard to repeat it. I'm going to remove the crescendo in bar 8 as we don't want that first time around. I'm also going to delete the upbeat note in bar 8. And I can use the shortcut we learned earlier to lengthen this note, Shift, Alt, right arrow. You can always choose to hide the system track when you're not using it. Okay, we can now create our repeat endings. Click to select the bar we want as our first time bar, open the Repeat Structures panel, and click the Create Repeat Ending button. Dorico creates the first time bar, the repeat bar line, and the second time bar all at once. To insert a start repeat bar line at the very beginning of the piece, select the first note, and in the Bars and Bar Lines panel, click the Start Repeat button. Right, let's sort out this chorus section. I see I didn't hold on some of the left-hand notes quite for long enough, but that's easy to fix. They should be dotted quarter notes, so I can simply click the dotted notes button. or I can press the period or full stop key on my computer keyboard. I'm thinking it would be good to play these left-hand notes in octaves. So I'll click to select the bar I'd like that to start, then shift-click the final bar, and that selects everything in that left-hand staff between those 2 points. Now I can press Shift-I to open the intervals popover. We'll learn more about Dorico's popovers in a later video, but for now, all you need to know is that you can type any number in the popover, and Dorico will add notes at that interval above the existing notes. As an octave is 8 notes, we'll type 8 and press return. Good, I think that's the left hand sorted. The problem we have with the right hand is that the music might look clearer if it was divided into more than one musical voice. That would mean many of these tied notes could be written in a more concise form, making them easier to read. So let's select the music on this right-hand staff. We could use the shift-click technique again, though as I know we're selecting to the end of the music, I can just select this first bar and then choose Edit, Select to End of Flow. I think what's going to help here is if I separate the top notes into their own voice and create a new voice for all of the other arpeggio-like notes. I can use Dorico's powerful filters to leave selected only the notes I want to modify. Right-click to open the context menu and open the Filter submenu. Ensure that Deselect Only is checked. And then choose Notes in Chords, Top Note or Single Note. There are a couple of other notes I can see that we're going to want to include in our selection. Just hold down Control on Windows or Command on Mac to add or remove notes from the selection. I'm going to want that one, and I'm going to want that one, and that one. And in this bar, I'll separate these notes. By the way, a really great thing about selections in Dorico is that if I was to click away by mistake and lose my selection, I can simply undo to bring it back. Now we can put these notes in their own voice by right-clicking again and this time choosing Voices, Change Voice, New Downstem Voice. The music is now much clearer and easier to read. The final thing I'm going to do is show guitar chord diagrams, and I do that in setup mode. Right-click the voice player and choose Chord Diagrams, Standard Guitar Tuning. A diagram is shown for each chord symbol.
So that's a first look at some of the powerful tools Dorico SE provides to edit and arrange your music, including adding performance markings, repeat endings, and beefing up the music a little. Next time, we'll be looking at how to share your project so it can be performed. If you found this video useful, please hit the like button below and do leave a comment if you have any questions. I hope you'll join me soon for the next video. Thanks for watching.